items tonight. Would someone like to move the approval of the agenda?
So move, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Contraminded? Carried. We have some minutes from our last meeting. Would someone like to move the approval of the minutes from March 22nd?
So move.
Thank you. Seconder?
I'll second, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Contraminded? Carried. I don't believe we have any business arising from the minutes. We have a proclamation tonight, one near and dear to my heart. May is declared Melanoma and Skin Cancer Awareness Month, whereas it is imperative that communities across Canada be reminded of the importance of sun safety. And whereas overexposure to UV radiation is one of the major causes of melanoma and non-melanoma skin cancers, and whereas skin cancer is one of the most common cancers of all cancers, 1 in 6 Canadians born in the 1990s will get skin cancer in their lifetime. Now, I wasn't born in the 1990s, but I did get melanoma, and I can tell you I had a very grateful that it worked out away, but it's a very serious cancer, and so therefore I will declare May 2021 Melanoma and Skin Cancer Awareness Month in the city of Corner Brook. Okay, first up tonight we have Councillor Granter, a Water and Wastewater Initiative Fund agreement.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Department of Municipal Affairs has approved the funding for the Provincial Water and Wastewater Initiative Fund for a shared water supply system between the city of Corner Brook and the town of Steadybrook. The town of Steadybrook has had continual problems with its water supply and recently commissioned a study into ways to improve the system. One of the options coming out of that study was to connect to the Corner Brook system. As a regional project, this type of study will be eligible for 100% funding under a special gas tax fund. Staff recommends Council approve the ratification and signing of the Provincial Water and Wastewater Initiative Fund agreement. Motion, Mr. Mayor, and I'm going to make a little friendly amendment to it. Be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook accept funding as outlined in the Municipal Affairs and Environment Project approval letter dated April 14, 2021 to complete the project under the Capital Investment Plan. The Corner Brook City Council authorizes the Mayor and City Manager to sign the Provincial Water and Wastewater Initiative Fund agreement with the Department of Municipal and Provincial Affairs on behalf of the City of Corner Brook, pending the Town of Steadybrook approval. And that was the friendly amendment that's not in your documents.
Okay.
So it's pending the Town of Steadybrook approval.
Okay, okay, thank you. Would someone like to second that?
Second it.
Thank you. Questions on this item? Yes, go ahead, Councillor.
Mr. Mayor, as I understand it, and that's why I'm asking for some clarification, that all we were approving is the actual study, the funding for the study of $46,929. And
That's
I guess I have no difficulty with any of that, but the motion says that we're actually approving money for a shared water supply system between the city of Corner Brook and the town of Steadybrook. But we're actually approving, and I know that we've gone through a couple of rounds of this in council where we've approved the funding agreements and everything.
Oh, yeah. I think it says to accept the funding for the specific
Shared
funding.
water supply system between the city of Corner Brook and the town of Steadybrook, but what we're actually accepting is the money for the study.
Right, yeah.
So if we could just, the clerk could just...
I think the motion is pretty specific,
Yep,
yeah.
as long as we understand that it's not for the water supply,
That's right.
it's for a study.
Yeah, it's just that 46,000.
Yep.
Okay. Any other questions on this one?
Yeah, one other question, Mr. Mayor. The $46,929 as part of the study, if it doesn't get to the next level whereby there's an agreement between the town of Steadybrook and the city of Corner Brook to implement such a facility where we're sharing the services, I read somewhere, I believe in the document, that the $46,929 would have to be returned as a gas tax to the provincial government.
And Mr. Charters, that's a very good question.
Through Mr. Mayor to the Councillor, that's exactly why we're looking for the friendly amendment. We've never seen that wording before, but we want to make sure Steadybrook is okay with that. If If a project doesn't result, then we don't have to repay the money. The city of Corner Brook doesn't have to repay
Thank you.
the money.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Let's vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Okay, next item, Deputy Mayor. We have to resolve some multi-year balances.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This RFP is intended to address reallocation of balances remaining from the 2012-2014 and 2017-2020 multi-year capital works program. There are two projects from the multi-year capital works program that are not yet closed off due to legal issues. The province has requested this funding be reallocated and expended so that the funding program can be closed out. These amounts approximate value of $211,402 for 2012-2014 and $68,872 for 2017-20 are available to be reallocated to another project. The phase one of the St. Mary's Brook Culvert Repair Project has been completed. Phase two is considered high priority and has been estimated cost of approximately $275,000. Staff recommends option one, that Council of the City of Corner Brook approve the reallocation of a balance of funds from the 2012-14 and 2017-20 multi-year program towards the St. Mary's Brook Phase 2 project, and that the following motion be supported. Be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook approve the reallocation of approximately $211,402 from the 2012-14 multi-year capital work program and $68,872 from the 2017-20 multi-year capital works program towards the St. Mary's Brook Phase 2 project. I so move.
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Any questions on this one? So of course, as you know, we are dealing with different pots of multi-year capital. We haven't received our multi-year capital for 2020 onward yet, but this is money, I guess, that has been sort of sitting there, either left over from other projects that needs to be moved around or something like that. And we have, of course, an endless supply of infrastructure projects to do.
Mr. Mayor, it's good to see this moving ahead now, because over the years, we have been a problem down there. I guess most of the councils around there can remember now.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, Councilor.
So what will phase two of St. Mary's Brook entail?
Mr. Charters?
It's essentially what happened in the first phase of the contract was to rehab the existing pipe and the head walls coming in. This is doing the other end. It's doing the outlet end. So we'll be rehabbing the outfalls, removing an old bridge, those types of things, and shoring up the outfall of the pipe.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Counter-minded? Carried. Next, Councillor Chason, we have Building Electrical Services Maintenance, electrical contract.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Electrical maintenance service for buildings 2021-04. The City of Corner Brook has requested bids for an electrical service maintenance on the city buildings on a standing offer basis. This is a 2-year contract from May the 1st, 2021 to April the 30th, 2023, and generally consists of maintenance or service of various municipal structures on an as-required basis. Recommendations: tenders for the electrical service maintenance and maintenance for buildings 2021-04 close on April the 20th, 2021 with the following 3 bids received. Bay City Electrical Limited, $25,357.50. HST is included, and this is per year, every year, yearly. Staples Electrical Limited, $28,034.13. HST is included in that one. Cal Instrumentation, $30,992.50. HST is included in that one, and they're all annually. Tenders were reviewed by staff and recommend awarding the recommend awarding to the lowest bidder, Bay City Electrical Limited. The motion is, be it resolved that as Council of the City of Corner Brook award a tender to Bay City Electrical Limited for a tender price of $25,357.50. HST is included for the electrical service maintenance for buildings 2021-04. I so move.
Thank you. Someone like to second there? Councillor Buckle. Questions on this one?
Mr. Mayor, I'm just wondering if in the motion, I think that's all per year, per annum?
Yep.
Yeah, so would that need to be in the motion?
Yeah, I think that's understood there. Yeah. Yeah, any other questions there? Okay. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Counterminded? Carried. Next, Councillor Granter, we have a very similar one.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City of Corner Brook has requested bids for the electrical services and maintenance on city equipment on a standing offer basis. This is a 2-year contract from May the 1st, 2021 to April the 30th, 2023, and generally consists of the maintenance/servicing of various municipal structures on an as-required basis. Tenders for the electrical services maintenance for equipment 2021-05 closed on April the 20th, 2021 with the following 3 bids received. Bay City Electrical Limited, $23,184, HST included, that's per annum. KO Instrumentation, $33,488, HST included. Vision Electrical Limited, $41,216, HST included per annum. Tenders were reviewed by staff and recommend award to the low bidder, Bay City Electrical Limited. Be it resolved, Mr. Mayor, that the Council of the City of Corner Brook award the tender to Bay City Electrical Limited for the tender price of $23,184, HST included, for the electrical services maintenance for equipment 2021-05. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Seconder?
Second.
Thank you. Questions on this one?
So the same company will be doing both of it?
Yeah. Yes, yeah, we approve it. I have a question, Mr. Burton. What would this cover, I guess? What equipment, type of equipment?
So the second one, 2021-05, would cover like our PRV stations, our pump stations. It's typically the water and sewer side of our water treatment plant. Any of that equipment, as opposed to the other contract is for the building.
Buildings, yeah. Okay. Any questions? Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, is that kind of like a retainer built into that bidding contract as well?
Yeah, it's actually an hourly rate.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. And you can't have electrical without plumbing. Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City of Corner Brook has requested bids for the plumbing services and maintenance on city buildings on a standing offer basis. This is a 2-year contract from June the 1st, 2021 to May 31st, 2023, and generally consists of maintenance servicing of various municipal structures on an as-required basis. Tenders for the plumbing services maintenance for buildings 2021-06 closed at April 20th, 2021 with the following 4 bids received. R&R HVAC and controls, $21,332.50, HSC included, per annum. Northridge Development Limited, $22,137.50, HST included, per annum. Duffy's Plumbing and Drain Services, $24,150, HST included, per annum. And Airtight Sheet Metal Limited, $34,212.50, HST included, per annum. Tenders were reviewed by staff and recommended awarding the low bidder, R&R HVAC and Controls Limited. Be it resolved that the City of Corner Brook, that Council of the City of Corner Brook award the tender to R&R HVAC and Controls Limited for the tender price of $21,332.50, HST included, for the plumbing services maintenance for buildings 2021-06. I so move.
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions on this one?
Good to see the bids are coming in pretty close here. So,
Very competitive, what, within 3,000, the first 3 bids, so
great.
rates are competitive. Good. Okay, no other questions? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Councillor Staben, we have some election management services.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Back on March the 1st of 2021, Council approved vote by mail as an alternative voting method for the 2021 municipal general. In-person voting, proxy voting, and advanced poll voting will continue to be still utilized, so I want to make it clear on that so there's no misunderstanding. In order to implement the vote by mail voting option, there is a necessity of utilizing an external vendor to provide election management services. Staff has conducted research and has carried out a competitive scan of services providers of vote by mail voting, which is outlined in the attached decision note. Based upon staff findings, Data Fixed Conference Service Incorporated has been identified as the overwhelming lead service provider in meeting all the functional and technical requirements of vote by mail voting. And it provides the best value for money in the areas of pricing. Additionally, we've not been able to identify other competitive service providers in Canada who can provide the service required for vote by mail. Given the above and the short time frame to implement the vote by mail voting option, combined with all other factors, including the uncertainties that exist with the pandemic, staff is recommending sole sourcing election management service for the 2021 election to Data Fixed Conference Service Incorporated. Therefore, Mr. Mayor, the proposed motion, be it resolved to authorize staff to single source election management, election services to Data Fixed Conference Service Incorporated for the 2021 municipal election. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Buckle. Questions on this one? Yes, go ahead, Councillor Staben.
Yeah, no, I just want to make a comment, Mr. Mayor. In Saturday's weekend evening telegram, I think it was page 4 or page 6, I'm not sure. The story was in the telegram that municipalities in this province should do more to be progressive in all ideas to encourage and to enhance voting in our municipal elections. So I think, therefore, I'm really proud that we've brought this forward tonight. Rest assured that Hugo Chavez and the Dominion voting machines are not involved here.
Don't get sued now,
a
Councillor.
good service to try to enhance the number of people that might be able to vote in September.
Absolutely. Any other questions?
If I can.
Yes, go ahead.
I guess the challenge really that's being had is that there are limited providers for the particular type of service, as is indicated in the request for decision, as well as some of the background information. What provider, for example, is St. John's using? I know that Mount Pearl are looking at moving toward a vote by mail as well. Are they all using the same provider? I mean,
and so we've done research, and we're also collaborating with all the municipalities, and especially this year, Roswell will be the first time user vote by mail. So St. John's has been using database since 2001. I also consulted with Elections NL, and when they convert to the vote by mail in the most recent election, that was Datafix. And most provincial bodies, Datafix is a service provider, and we couldn't find any other provide the same level of service. And I think it's important that we all work together to move through the same process of cutting election in a short time frame.
absolutely. I think given that there appear to be a proven company, it does give me a level of comfort as well. This is not the first time out of the gate. As the clerk has indicated, they go back to 2000 with their with their expertise. Other municipalities have used them. That would be the only concern I have. There's only one service provider, but they obviously have the expertise, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Any other, yes, go ahead, Councillor.
Data fix, how will the ballots that come in be counted? Will they be responsible for all that, or?
No, but I will still have.
Faulty chair.
We have, for the most part, the same type of setup. Now, this has been a learning curve for us as well, with the vote by mail, but I've consulted significantly with the City of St. John's, and there will be a major voting area for the vote by mail, for all the ballots that come in vote by mail. And they'll probably either be here at the Civic Center. There are some of the details that we need to work out, but at each polling station, there'll also be its own election officials will be doing counting of the ballots as well. So it still is a bit of a learning curve for us because we're dealing with something we haven't done in the past, but I'm fairly confident that we're getting good understanding. I just need to get used to the software now and get that contract out of the way.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Yes, go ahead.
will they be counted previous to, or will they be counted the same night as the rest of?
Right now, my understanding is that everything will be at the close of poll. There is a bit of administration just to vote by mail ballots, and I'm going to consult with St. John's in terms of their procedure, but the count itself won't start until 8 p.m. at the close of poll.
Okay.
Yeah.
And will they be counted here
Pardon?
at the city, or?
I'll have to I'll
Okay.
need to check with the Civic Center or something like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. Yes, go ahead.
Really, Mr. Mayor, the rules then are very much the same, that election night 8 o'clock, no more voting. Obviously, there'll be other deadlines, I guess, applicable with the mail-in ballot. And I guess the same scrutineer style structure will all be available as well. So, I mean, really, the only difference will be that you can vote by mail, and here's your deadline to have it in, or stamped, or whatever the case may be, and that'll be communicated. But everything else basically stays the same.
That's right.
In terms of scrutineers and quality. Okay, I'm glad to hear that.
Very similar to advanced polling stations. Advanced
Very,
polling, right?
yes,
Because
in a way,
they're not
yes.
counted.
I guess as well, I'm certain how much I'll take vote in as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions on this one here? No. If not, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. Counterminded? Carried. Next, cleanup. Bag a day. Councillor Buckle.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, great pleasure to be announcing this year. This report is intended to serve as an update to council and the public regarding a new Bag a Day community cleanup initiative. The Bag a Day initiative is intended to encourage residents to take pride in their community by cleaning up our city streets. Through the month of May, residents who take to cleaning up trash and litter from city streets can be entered to win a cash prize of $1,500, first prize. City's social media and website will post information on routes and areas that need cleaning and special focus. Residents can then go out with members from their bubble and clear trash and litter from the sides of roadway. Litter must be placed in clear garbage bags, and no regular household garbage will be accepted with this program. The bags of litter can be left by the roadside once full. Then by calling 637-1666, residents can register the bags for city crews to pick up. Leaving your name and contact information will give you 1 entry per bag of trash picked up to be entered in the grand prize draw. And the prizes are as follows. The first prize is $1,500, second prize is $500, and third prize is $250. Also, we have some smaller gift prizes to be given away to different people. This new initiative draws on the success and popularity of the city's adopted hydrant model and is intended as a COVID-safe alternative to the previous Trash for Cash event. Also, Mr. Mayor, it's a great pleasure today. The PropertyGuys.com, Mr. Jerry Gold came on board for major sponsorship here. Also, we have prizes coming from Stand On Limited, and the Western Regional Waste Management will be supplying some prizes to us and that. So I think this is a great opportunity for us to, everybody to get out and clean up around the city and that. And not only the residents, all our city staff will be cleaned up on our own properties around. So if you see anyone out there and you need a bag, hopefully we'll have some bags to be able to all be driving around. I've driven around the city the last few days, and the people are out cleaning it up. So it's great to see. So hopefully now we can get a few more sponsors on board and make it that much more brighter for everybody.
Absolutely, thank you. Yeah, go ahead, Councillor.
Can we make that retroactive? We had a group, Doris Cormier and Keith, and them cleaned up around Humber Elementary last week and contacted Director Burden, and he sent over the pickups, I guess, or something to pick them up. I think he had like 17 bags of garbage at one point. And also Cornbrook Intermediate was doing some cleanup on the weekend. So I don't know if we should look at their entries or...
It might be kind of hard to manage it, but,
Yeah.
because I know there's been a lot of groups, like you mentioned the school, I know,
Yeah.
CC's been doing it
Yeah.
as well, and I see a lot of residents. In fact, today, I was alerted to a young man, Andrew Young, I believe his name is, down at the skate park.
Yeah.
Took it upon himself to go and collect garbage there, which is great to see.
There's a gentleman this afternoon as well on Riverside Drive, picking up numerous bags of litter.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do an early bird draw or something, I don't know,
Yeah.
just to,
And I agree with you. I think maybe once we get our prizes straightened away, we can draw for a couple of nice prizes for these people.
yeah, they've taken the initiative before it was even announced, the prizes being involved.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mr. Mayor, there's a gentleman down in Curling, been picking up garbage for a year now, every day. He's got a bag and our city workers drop by and pick it up. So it's great to see people out getting our garbage picked up, which makes everybody happy. And if I could, Mr. Mayor, I'm not sure, you can ask maybe where Councillor Carey is the chair of the Western Regional Waste Management Board. Are they looking at anything about cleaning up just outside the city? Because I noticed where I'm in the country a lot, there's a lot of garbage being dumped out there. And I don't know, maybe you can bring it back. He can bring it back to the
Yep.
board and ask them, or whatever, and look into it.
Yeah. Yes, I don't know if there's anything you
I
want to
can,
share.
I can certainly bring it back to the board, Mr. Mayor. That's not an issue at all.
Perfect.
Great,
No?
great.
Thank you. No, I think there's been a real interest this year in getting things cleaned up, so it's good to see. Okay, and I guess following up with that, the bulk collection as well, Councillor Lovell.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this report is intended to serve as an update to council and public regarding the spring cleanup bulk garbage collection. And spring cleanup bulk collection program for 2021 is scheduled for the first 2 weeks of May. This period offers an opportunity for residents to place large, bulky items to the curb for collection that normally would not be accepted with regular residential household garbage. As we continue to strive for greater protection of our environment, Western Regional Waste Management has asked residents and the city to ensure that, like household garbage and recycling, bulk garbage is properly sorted before coming to the landfill. In order to maintain compliance, the city is asking residents to respect a slight change in bulk collection programming that was initially published in the 2021 residential garbage schedule. Week 1, May 3rd to the 7th, 2021, will now be changed from extra bag collection to bulk item collection. Residents are instructed to place bulky items to the curb in properly sorted piles. One pile should include metal items such as refrigerators, small automotive parts, air conditioners, etc. The second pile should include household bulky items such as furniture, lawn furniture, grass clipping, or branches. Week 2, May 10th to the 14th, will now be changed to the extra bag collection. Residents are asked to place bulky items which would fit in regular clear garbage bags to the curb. This includes textiles like old clothing or curtains, glass items which are safely packaged and marked, non-recyclable plastics, and small appliances. For any questions about specific cases of how an item should be sorted or whether or not it is accepted at the landfill, residents are advised to contact Western Regional Waste Management by calling 2922 or visiting wrwm.ca. And Mr. Mayor, these flyers, as it's all
Yes.
been centered around, and all our residents should have them. If you have any questions, contact Western Regional Waste Management Board, and I'm sure they'll help you, and we'll get this city that much cleaner.
Perfect, thank you. Any questions on
Yeah,
these?
just one question,
Go ahead.
Mr. Mayor. The gentleman this afternoon asked me, and I looked on this card, it's not there. Where does the electronics fall with regard to the clean-up period, May 3rd, 7th, 10th to 14th? The gentleman actually specifically asked me about a small television
Okay.
that he would have had. So where does electronics fall? Just for the purpose of the general public?
And maybe,
Recycle place.
yeah, and I guess, and maybe Councillor Carey or Staben, would you have any information there?
Generally, TVs are recycled,
Yep.
so they would go over to the transfer station in the particular area that they would be returned in, or they can be taken, as the deputy mayor has suggested, to one of the other depots.
So they're not a part of the...
They're not a part of a regular curbside collection.
Or this particular spring clean-up program?
Depending on how the spring cleanup program is broken down, they could be, and from what Councillor Buckle was saying, it's broken down in that particular way, such that the bulk items are separated at curbside. Therefore, if they're separated at curbside and can be picked up in that manner, then they would certainly be transferred over to the station and I guess separated over there as well.
So to be clear, the gentleman that asked me with the small television,
Yeah.
can he put a small television out if it's separated from either in week 1 or week 2?
Let me check with,
Best one to check with is 632-2922.
well, actually, Mr. Charters, I guess this would be, the pickup itself would be through our contract, right? So our contractor, will they be doing a pickup for electronics, or?
Yes, and I would recommend that it be separate from all the other piles, so we can sort it
Okay.
before it goes to the transfer station. But we'll get a little further information on that. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we'll have to figure that one out a bit, because that one there has to be separated when it gets to the landfill. But before it gets there, of course, the contractor, Murphy Brothers, is going to have to deal with
Absolutely.
how we do it, yeah. Go
I
ahead.
know, Mr. Mayor, I know personally, the last few weeks, I've brought a few old TVs up at any recycling shop up there, and they'll take more than glad to take them up there.
Okay. Yes, Councillor Staben?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, electronic waste is really a challenge. There's nobody taking it when they get it. So my understanding is it goes in the pile, and there is somebody in Montreal who may take that off our hands, but it's not regular recycling as such.
I guess, Mr. Mayor, without getting into the intricate details, it's part of what's called an end-user program. So that when you purchase, for example, there are items that you purchase. TVs is a really good example of an item with an end-user program. When you purchase the TV, there's a separate charge that's levied on the TV as part of the end-user program. When that's returned through the contractor, as Councillor Staben has just alluded to, then those funds would revert back to wherever, I'm not sure. I'm sure that our CIO down at Waste Management would know. But it's part of what's called an end-user program, and that's certainly one of those items where you pay up front, the item is recycled, and then I guess those funds come back through to an end-user program format, whether it be with the province or whether it be Atlantic.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep, thank
Any
you.
other questions there? Oh, sorry, Bill, yeah.
No, I just wanted to make a point too. Last year, I myself, and I had some calls on people that had branches put out, and for some reason they didn't take them. And when I checked with Donnie, they were supposed to take them, and I think our guys ended up going to get them.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why they didn't take them, because it was part of it. So maybe we can do a heads up on that, make sure that the guys, tell the guys that, they have to go.
Yes,
Thank you.
we can follow up Murphy Brothers, I guess, if they're taking that, yeah. Okay, yes.
One other thing, Mr. Mayor, if I could mention maybe if Mr. Burden, I've had a few people ask me about our salt shed area down towards Kirby, I know the whole Talent Drive there, and we have a lot of asphalt all up in front there, and they were wondering, was it going to stay there? And I don't know what Mr. Burden's plan is to do with it or not.
No, the idea is to clean up that area. It was kind of ad hoc put there, and it's right now we're cleaning it up, getting separate piles for our different aggregates and stuff as a stockpile. So the asphalt will will be moved to the rear of the property.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions on those? Clearly, cleanup is a priority these days, so. Councilor Chason, we're going through our integrated municipal sustainability plan update. Would you please let us know what's going on there?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Integrated Municipal Sustainability Plan update will formally begin on Wednesday, April 28th. On April 28, 2021, the City of Corner Brook and Upland Consulting will be holding a virtual information session to launch Corner Brook Planning Together. This will be a year-long project aimed at developing the next Integrated Municipal Sustainability Plan, also known as IMSP. This launch is intended to provide information about the process, establish expectations, and introduce the consultants. A link to the project launch is available on the City's Facebook page or the project website, www.cornerbrookplan.ca. Over the next year, the city will work closely with residents, businesses, and other community members to develop a plan with the goal of supporting and enhancing the environmental, economic, social, and cultural sustainability of Corner Brook. This collaboration will be essential, and there will be many opportunities for the public to contribute and provide feedback over the next year.
Excellent. Thank you. Any questions on that item?
We do this regularly, right? This is
Well,
not,
this is the one every 10 years
yeah,
kind of
this is
thing,
one every
so,
10 years.
Yeah.
That's what we don't want to be doing regularly, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, but we're always updating something. I mean, you remember, like, sometimes we read out the things with long numbers and lots of letters and lots of everything, and we say, this is part of the
Well, we
IM.
want to avoid as many of those as we can, so we'll do a wholesale change now.
Absolutely, zoning and that kind of stuff, so it's all part of the IMS.
There's a mouthful. Okay, if there's no other questions, we can move right along to, again, another, an art project, Griffin Drive. Councillor Buckle.
And we're always trying to make the city that much prettier and all that, so this is great news too. Council approval is required to award the Griffin Drive artwork project to IOTA Studios, institution representing artists Jordan Bennett and Marcus Goss. An RFP for this project was called on February 11, 2021 and closed on March 11, 2021. Only one proposal was received from IOTA Studios. The team consists of two Mi'kmaq artists, Marcos Goss and Jordan Bennett, who will work closely with Muriel
Mario, yeah, I think so.
bourgeois of the IOTA Studios Incorporated to deliver a mural and celebration project for the Griffin Drive Pro Gulch public art opportunity. This project will complement the downtown beautification initiative as part of the ECOA-funded Do That project. After reviewing the attached proposal, it is the opinion of staff that having the artist create and install artwork at the specific location on Griffin Drive will be an asset to the City of Corner Brook Downtown Beautification Initiative. As a result, staff recommended option one, that the following motion be supported. Mr. Mayor, be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook approve an agreement with IOTA Institute representing Jordan Bennett and Marcos Goss for the Griffin Drive Art Project at the cost of $31,072, HST included. I so move.
Thank you. Would someone like to second?
I'll second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions on this item?
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm just wondering, will we, as a council, see what you're going to, what the art will be before there, or we just have to wait like everybody else?
And maybe Mr. Charters, you'd have some,
Through you, Mr. Mayor, there will be a public consultation or a consultation period, and we reserve the right to approve anything, so yes, council would see that. It may not look exactly like what is in the field in the end, but when they come up with the concept, we'll show council for sure.
okay. Any other questions?
Mr. Mayor, I think this is a great move for not only this city and that, but it's going to be great for tourism, people coming in here and that, looking at that, looking at the art, and I'm at the understanding too, with the art, there should be some benches and that around there, so people will be able to sit down and enjoy it after a walk down along Griffin Drive, so good for everyone.
Yeah, it's planned right at the beginning of that trail system, right off the corner of Griffin and the Lewin Parkway. Yeah, go ahead, Councillor.
Mr. Mayor, maybe a good opportunity for the city to look at budget time, reinstating the art procurement program. I mean, that's probably a good initiative in which way to kick it off, and then to put the funds back into the art procurement program, and rather than, if they're not used in 1 year, let them sit as a pool, and let the pool build if necessary, and then if there are procurements that the city chooses to do, they can do so through the art procurement program itself.
Absolutely. It seems like we are getting some inquiries lately from some of the collectives and other artist groups about doing more public art, and yes, it clearly enriches our city. So,
From my understanding, these are two very talented artists.
absolutely, and I think you could see in the background here some of the installations that they've contributed to and the art they've done. We're very, I think, lucky to snag their talent for sure. Okay, any other questions or comments? Okay, let's take it to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Okay. Okay, back to Code of Conduct Policy. Councillor Staben, would you introduce this one, please?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I guess the issue at hand is the Code of Conduct Policy being brought forward for council approval. Now, I must confess, Mr. Mayor, up to today, up to 6:30, and I haven't been able to read mine. It's black, and I'm not sure, now. I'm not sure if I'm the only one, whatever, but, to me, I'm quite prepared to move forward if that's your wish. So anyway, Mr. Mayor, background, on March the 1st, 2021, Council was presented with a draft code of conduct for their review and adoption. A number of questions were raised with respect to the proposed code of conduct, particularly regarding the legality of the document as it was currently presented. Council requested that a legal review be completed to address their concerns. The city manager subsequently initiated a legal review as requested. The revised code of conduct, with comments from the city solicitor, is attached for council to review. Therefore, Mr. Mayor, the proposed resolution, be it resolved that council adopt the revised code of conduct as presented. So moved.
Thank you. Someone like to second that?
I'll second it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy. Okay, questions, comments on this?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I'll follow up from Councillor Staben's introduction. We receive this as council, as we normally do, receive our agenda packages on Friday afternoons.
Yep.
I received my package, I guess it was 4:30 or so, 4:15, 4:30 Friday afternoon past. I didn't open up any of the agenda items until Saturday or Sunday. I had a chance. I was able to open this particular one up because it was really interesting to have a look at it to see where it come from the previous rendition. And I had a quick review of half of it, and I attempted again today to open up, and I was not able to open up the document, or actually the documents, because there's a legal review attached as well with 11 pages of legal review. I contacted the clerk. And late this afternoon, she was able to send me a copy, so I was able to give it a tertiary look this afternoon. Not to say that I was able to go through it in any length of detail, especially not being able to compare electronically or hard copy the initial version that was presented to council a while back, to track any of the changes in the documents to see what was referenced in the previous meeting to what will be referenced in the current document that's now sitting on the table. And until late this afternoon, I wasn't able to read the legal recommendations, the 11-page document that was presented side by side with the document. So I don't know where when Councillor Staben at the beginning was speaking, whether we should move forward or not with a discussion of this tonight, or whether we should table or not. But it is a very important topic, a very important discussion and debate And I wouldn't want to prematurely vote for something that I would have, or we would have regrets in the future about making a decision on something that some people around the table, perhaps, and we can all speak for ourselves, never had the opportunity over the weekend and leading up to tonight's meeting, the opportunity to really have the full look at the entire documents. So I just leave it at that, just for opening discussion.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone else had any difficulty or not, but Councillor,
No, well, I guess the question, Mr. Mayor, is are Councillor Granter and I the only ones that couldn't open the package?
I printed mine, but otherwise I couldn't open it. So I had to print a copy, but I couldn't open it today.
So
It's like I drew the short straw.
you got it from your computer.
I got it from the computer, I just printed it out.
Were you able to,
Oh, yeah, I was able to. I just, you know, I happen to have no issue with, you know, can we
Tabling
put
it.
this over to another meeting and so that everybody can get a chance?
I must
to-
have drawn the short straw because with the deputy, I was able to access and read it. So we
Yeah.
both drew the short straw, I guess.
Yeah, you know, I have no issue with that.
okay, so essentially someone want to move to postpone?
I will.
Is that the,
I want to be clear though, because I don't want people to feel that we weren't, that I was just the only one not able to open this. The councillor said that he wasn't able to open it, and then we had trouble with my device last week and wasn't able to open some documents. And I understand other people around the table this evening have trouble opening up the documents here this evening, so it was, whether it's a glitch in the app or not, but
I have no difficulty with the request in terms of putting it off either, Mr. Mayor.
I think, Mr. Mayor, I think in 2 weeks' time, next public meeting,
Yeah.
should be the number one issue on the
That's what I
agenda.
was just going to ask, that in 2 weeks' time, let everybody read it and everything should be
What I would-
finalized, because it's not the goal since January.
yeah, well, what I would say is.
and we
that,
now have the hard copy, so we can.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think that it's important, though, that, again, you know, obviously, this agenda comes out on Friday evenings. If you do have trouble with any of your documents and attachments, please let Marina know as soon as possible. And of course, we can always accommodate any technical problem with, if good old-fashioned paper, if we have to. But let us know if we can, because we wouldn't want to hold up the business of council any more than we have to, of course.
But I
So,
think, yeah, I think that was the issue. It opens sometimes and it don't open some other times. So you can be reading it and then you go back to it and all of a sudden it's disappeared. So
well, it might be too soon time to revisit our technology solution here.
absolutely. Yep.
It seems that mine works fine, but I know others have had many problems with that. So.
Just want to make a comment, Mr. Mayor, follow up on you. I let the clerk know on Saturday I couldn't get in, and she tried her darndest to try to accommodate me from working at home or whatever steps she can do with the system. But I never got that first nor last, and I still don't have it today.
Okay, so you have a motion.
And I'll say that too, the clerk was very helpful today in trying to accommodate myself to get the actual package open.
Yes.
We tried numerous electronic ways to get it open, and it would not open up.
Yeah, no, and again, that happens for sure. So we have a motion to postpone.
Yep.
So would someone like to second that?
Second.
Seconder. Okay, all those in favor to postpone?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Easy peasy. We'll bring that back to next meeting.
Comment from the city manager. It's a fairly complex document. There's a lot of things here. I've been through it extensively with our legal counsel, so certainly I'm available for any questions that you would have in the meantime. There's an opportunity now to certainly be able to have some discussions about
Okay.
about what it means. Some may not know the answer to, but in the first instance.
And there are two documents there. There is a legal memo, and then there is the revised document with comments from the solicitor as well. So when you do get it, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okey doke. Moving right along. Councillor Carey, our changes to our recreational vehicle regulation.
Mr. Mayor, in the spring of 2019, the City of Corner Brook revised its recreational vehicle regulations to allow some city streets access for ATV. In 2020, the program was expanded to include more streets to gain access to the city's amenities by ATV riding customers or consumers, however you want to look at them. or tourists. In 2021, the city conducted a survey and a public consultation related to the proposed revisions to those regulations. The city conducted a public consultation on this motion and learned from the general comments that residents want the ability to ride from their homes to a designated route or trailhead. The proposed resolution, be it resolved pursuant to the powers vested in it by virtue of Section 44, 188, 201, 202, and 271 of the City of Corner Brook Act 1990, and Section 10 of the Motorized Snow Vehicle and All-Terrain Vehicle Act 1990, and all other enabling powers, the Council of the City of Corner Brook hereby repeals the Recreational Vehicle Regulations 2019 by and replaces the Recreational Vehicle Regulations 2021 that revise Schedule A to include Lunderkin Drive, adds the ability for the city to issue access permits to residents, enables the extension of the riding season, and enhances enforcement measures. The recommendation, after the 2 public consultations, survey, and consultation period, city staff learned that residents want more access to the designated routes and trail systems, a longer riding season, and more enforcement measures for violation, mainly reckless driving dirt bikes. Based on this information, staff recommended the regulation changes. Now, Mr. Mayor, I have to find the motion. There.
Yep, no, I think we're good. Yep, I think we're good.
Proposed resolution.
Yeah, it was a very long resolution.
Yes, very long.
Included all those
There you go.
bullets.
So the proposed resolution is actually the motion, Mr. Mayor. I so move.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry about that.
No, seconded. Okay, questions on this one?
I have a couple of questions, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead.
And I did have the discussion with Mr. Flynn today, and I also had a brief discussion with yourself on this very issue. I've heard from the general public being out around and through the consultation process and telephone calls receiving at the house, 70–80% of the individuals that I have talked with on this issue are certainly in support of it, and I certainly support it. The other side of the conversation, I guess, and one which I'm going to ask my council colleagues tonight to consider, is there's a thought process that we won't be charging, for example, any of the tourists that come into the city that want to go off-route. The designated routes, there's no charge to ride those anyway, but if anyone goes off-route, they would have to go through the application process, and then they would be given the approval through that application process, if this is approved, to allow them to go off-route. There wouldn't be a charge to individual tourists for doing that. There would be a charge for an individual resident to do that. And I guess all I'm asking is a show of goodwill. I guess we are in the middle of a pandemic. Individuals are stressed to the max. Financially, it's not a heavy burden to the City of Corner Brook, and I also discussed that with Director Flynn as well as yourself. We're really talking about $2,000 cost for the entire program. We have to pay for our municipal enforcement officers anyway, so that cost is already there. The only cost, as I understand it, that was incurred over and above would have been the cost of a printer to actually print the sticker or the permit that may be used to allow the vehicle to access the designated area that they will be provided to access. Long story short, I'll cut my commentary very short. I'm going to ask my council colleagues that rather than charge for the permit for the residents of the city, that we provide it as a service for the residents of the city, and that we not establish a fee structure to it. For this year, it doesn't eliminate councils in other years from looking at it and wanting to establish a fee structure. I think that it's only fair that we not charge the fee structure. Certainly a goodwill gesture on behalf of council to do. Certainly allows as well the same types of riding ship from the tourists, so you don't have competing, I guess, forces with tourism not having to pay and then the residents having to pay. So I'm just going to ask my council colleagues if they would to consider that, and if it's a friendly amendment that needs to be had, that we just will not charge the residents for a permit.
Okay.
Up to you, Mr. Mayor,
So
as
you
to how
got-
you wish to proceed.
So you're putting a motion?
I would like to put forward a friendly amendment, yes,
Okay.
to the provisions.
Right, so would someone like to, I guess, second that?
I'll second that, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Now, just one thing before, I guess, we move forward with that. I just want to clarify one thing. In terms of there has been a little confusion around this. The route itself is free for everyone, resident, non-resident, visitor, local, doesn't matter. And the permit, as indicated in the current draft, is just for specific access for individuals to get from their homes to the trail system. I think the circumstance you're talking about is if you get like a group tour, say, that had to access part of the city that's not a designated route. In the past, what we've done is, under the authority in the regulation provided to the director and the city manager, they could allow that group to get to, and previously we didn't have Confederation Drive open, say, so when a tour would come in, they would quite often they'd contact the police as well and get escorts.
Yes, that's right.
But we would not typically, again, I think in going forward, not do that for individuals anymore. This is what the permit is meant to replace. So just to clarify that before we get into it, so everyone knows what we're talking about. So, to the motion on the table now about, at least for this year, waiving the fee, associated $25 fee, and I'm assuming the subsequent add-on driver fees?
Correct, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, can we speak to it before we vote to it?
No, I'm just clarifying the motion.
Okay, sorry, yes.
Yeah,
No,
so
that is
that's
correct,
the,
Mr. Mayor.
yeah, so it's to waive the fees, but leave the permit structure and everything else intact.
Absolutely, because the
Okay.
enforcement has to have a way of actually still enforcing the laws of the city of Corner Brook.
Yeah.
It doesn't prohibit that from occurring. It just says, as a good gesture and as a goodwill, that we're not going to charge for doing it. But you still have to follow the laws, you still have to get all the appropriate permitting.
Okay, who would like to speak to this? Any questions?
Yeah, I'll just make a commentary on it, because if you live on a street and you're close to a designated route, you don't end up having to pay a fee. But if you live on a street where there's no designated route nearby, then we're providing a service by creating a designated route such that many people can go on the designated route from their home without paying anything. But yet, if you live on a street where there is no designated route, you've got to come to City Hall, get a fee or a permit to leave your home and travel to a designated route across city streets. So I'm penalized because I would live in a part of town that doesn't have a designated route next to where I live.
Right now, and again, part of the reason our route exists the way it does is to avoid residential for the most part.
Right.
So we were trying to avoid residential areas initially, but it does obviously, especially in the curling area, there's quite a bit of residential directly on the route, but for the most part it's through a commercial district. So a lot of the city wouldn't have access if we don't open up this permit option.
Right.
That's correct.
Yeah. Any other questions?
I know. The only thing I look at it with a fee, instead of giving it up this year, and that, whatever money we take in from it, maybe we'll donate it back so we can put a new route into the city, spend it that way, which I would hope that in years to come that will happen. Talking to a lot of people that do use ATVs and that, and I wasn't sure on the fee price or whatever. I said, there will be a fee. And they said, what are you talking, $25, $50? I said, I would hope it's no more than $25, but I don't know. And these guys, they were just happy. Oh yeah, that's great, and but if you want to give up this year, I don't have to pay $25 in, but then go for it. But in years to come, I think whoever's on council should look at it, and if it's still around, the fees should go back into recreation somehow. They get these ATVers back into the city. So that's all I have to say.
And in all fairness, when we introduced the use of ATVs in the city under this council, the very first year, we said that we would review it at the end of that year, and we did. And then we said we'd review it at the end of another year, and we did. And we made some changes along the way, positive changes along the way. And with this introduction, well, we can we'll leave it alone for this year and revisit it in another year out at the end of the next season.
That's right. And
that will be just a continuation of the process that we've been following on this council with regard to ATV use within city boundaries.
Yeah. And I guess from maybe Mr. Flynn, from a cost perspective, we were charging as a base permit fee $25.
That's correct.
So from an anticipated use perspective, how many, I guess based on historical requests, how many requests have we been dealing with, and what do you anticipate?
Well, last year we saw about 120 requests, and we did issue some temporary permits last year under the program. It was a bit cumbersome. This year will make it more straightforward. We expect to see probably about 200 this year. I would
Okay.
think. I'm getting calls already,
So
and
it-
emails already asking for access.
so we'd be foregoing about $5,000 of revenue.
Yeah, it would bring in about that much revenue.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions on this part of the motion? This,
I don't have a question,
Go
I just
ahead.
have a comment. I agree with Councilor Carey. I think with the COVID thing and everybody kind of, confined to their homes and stuff like that, and we can, we're doing things for our visitors, and God love them, we welcome them all. And, well, let's do the same for our own too. And I think it's a great idea. I support it. Hands down.
okay, great. So any other comments on this part of it? Go ahead. Go ahead,
Just a
Councillor.
question, Mr. Mayor. When we first came with this last month, we came with the idea of the $25. So what was the thought process then, why we should charge $25? And was there a good value for the city? Or is the $25 needed to be a control mechanism to make sure that people follow procedure and protocols and so on?
Yep,
We thought that,
yep.
and we thought it was a good idea. Now we think it might be a good idea to let them have a free ride and not pay anything and look at it again in the fall. But why did we come first and ask we want you to pay $25?
And Mr. Flynn?
Yes, the reason we looked at that initially is whenever we introduce new programs, we want to be able to pay for them without, imposing on the current budget situations that we're in. So this would help us facilitate that and pay for the program, and that's why we made the recommendation as such.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, 120 times 25 is $3,000. Not a lot of money,
Yeah.
It's the principle though.
Yeah, well, that's why I think that whatever we decide to do, that we have to keep that option open. And I think more and more I know we're encouraged as a municipality to try and direct our revenues toward the services they're related to. We do that for water and sewer, we do that for other things, and it makes sense. Okay, any other questions on that one? Okay, well, let's take a vote on the amendment first. So all those in favor of Councillor Carey's proposed amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Okay, so that's carried. So now we're back to the original motion now as amended for the regular. So we're looking at the regulation as a whole with that change. So now that has been moved. So a question on that one?
Yeah, question for clarification. I spoke to Mr. Flynn via email a few days ago, last week sometime, sent you an email, and brought it up at the last meeting, and I looked through the documents here. For the residents that are living on Elizabeth Street, Beatty Crescent, Wheelers Road, that particular part of town, and there's some issue with them being able to get access to the trail system, and you said that you were also getting some calls, or had some calls.
Yes, I had
from
calls.
a resident or so on that particular part of town. I believe it was Beatty Crescent. Were we able to come to some situation whereby these people would be able to access a trail system from that part of the city?
If they can identify a trailhead there in that area, we'd be more than willing to issue a permit to access that trailhead. I do not think it's safe to bring ATVs down Elizabeth Street, across O'Connell Drive, and bring them down Mount Bernard that way. It's just not safe with the amount of traffic and the traffic behavior in that area. So we push them up towards Lewin Parkway, across Lewin Parkway, and into trail systems that way.
And that's a very good point, though, because I think that there will be instances where, because of certain streets that are, I guess their evaluation will preclude, it'll be very difficult for some people to still access. Some people will still have a trailer, there's no doubt. I think we're lucky enough to have such great access to the outdoors here, but I think that there will be instances where I think it's going to be very difficult to get to a trailhead. That's just my estimation on it. Any other questions? Go
A
ahead.
little bit of information, Mr. Mayor, up in that area now, there is a trail where you cross the Lewin Parkway and pick up the trail system there. So it's only for maybe take a few rides. And you'll have to get an ATV to our director and let him go on a ride, pick out some of these areas.
I'll get right on that, Mr. Mayor.
Any other questions? No, I think we've got a good balance going here in terms of safety and control as well. I know that with some of the measures that Director Flynn has been working on with regard to enforcement and as well the trailheads, so looking at, I guess, some gates and things like that in residential areas to make sure we don't impinge on the peaceful enjoyment of their properties in residential areas, which is very important, of course. We've done a very good job here managing this, and I'm getting a lot of positive feedback from other municipalities. We're definitely setting an example here, and we want to encourage people to, whatever we do, to use it safely. So is there anything, if there's nothing else?
Just a quick,
go ahead,
just
yes.
a little quick question now on
Absolutely.
enforcement, because you just touched on it.
Yep.
How is enforcement carried out? Like, is it done on ATVs, or is it done by the police in their cars, or what?
And Mr. Flynn?
Right now, it's done by police from their cars. And last year we looked at it as well, exploring the possibilities, actually putting the RNC and MEOs out in ATVs, but we have to rent them because the city doesn't own any right now. At the time, the cost of that was a little bit prohibitive, so we will revisit that this year and take a look at introducing something of that nature in problem areas.
Okay, during the last couple of months, in the Cornbrook Stream Trail, there has been a couple of ATVs passing while we're trying to walk.
Oh, really?
So I mentioned it to somebody, and they said, well, maybe that it's being enforced, the enforcement's happening through somebody on an ATV, but I don't think it was going quite fast.
Okay.
But that is probably, I don't know how we would get the message out, that is definitely not, I don't think it is a trail, is it?
Where did you?
Over by Margaret Water Trail, to the
Really?
stream, yeah. Cornbrook Stream Trail.
No, that's
Just-
definitely not an ATV
I didn't think it
trail.
was, because it's walking and
They
there's not
should not
moving
be
up.
in there at all.
But anyway, just wanted
Yeah.
to, maybe we could send a message out to say that people have to stay off of those trails, because it's very dangerous.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. No,
And
that definitely
there was a few occasions in the last couple of months.
Okay.
By myself
If you
and
see
my-
that, you should report it for sure, because
Okay.
the RNC will, and our enforcement would if they're not on, but.
Yeah, we will put them out there.
Yeah.
Looking
Yeah.
at that.
I noticed too, the RCMP around Pinchgut and Lagers Road, that area, they're spending a bit more time on I can't say the trail system, but on the roadways there, right? But I know also the Cornbrook Stream do use a ATV on their trail systems.
Yeah, they have a mule that they
A
already
mule,
used to
whatever
use,
it's
yeah.
called.
What's it called?
Mules.
I don't know what they have
No,
now. They
this
used-
was,
Yeah.
it was no mule. It was going quite fast.
I can't even picture where you would drive fast on that
Oh,
trail.
it was,
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
Mr. Mayor,
lots
just
of
a
spaces.
Yeah,
quick
yes, go ahead.
clarification. Our municipal enforcement officers still do have the authority to enforce the ATV regulations inside of the city, along with the RNC. It's not just the RNC that have the right to do it. Our municipal enforcement does, as well as I understand, I think. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Yeah. Okay, any other questions here? Okay, let's take it to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Okay, now back to the Town of Stony Brook Shared Water Supply Study. Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City of Corner Brook requested a proposal from CDCL Limited to conduct a feasibility study on the Corner Brook to Town of Stony Brook shared water system. The background on this, the Town of Stony Brook has had continual problems with its water supply and recently commissioned a study into ways to improve the system. One of the options coming out of the study was to connect to the Corner Brook system. Staff has been approached by the Town of Stony Brook regarding the potential of investigating the feasibility of supplying the Town of Stony Brook from the Corner Brook water supply system. As this could potentially benefit both parties, Staff requested a proposal from CDCL Limited to conduct a feasibility study. Besides the obvious infrastructure challenges, the capacity of the Corner Brook system to supply the needs of Stony Brook would have to be explored. The full cost of the study is estimated at $45,500 plus the HSE. Full funding for this project has been approved under the Provincial Water and Wastewater Initiative Fund. Be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook award CDCL Limited to conduct a feasibility study on the Corner Brook to Town of Stony Brook shared water system. I so move.
Thank you.
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions on this one? So I guess, just for everyone's benefit, we're not necessarily doing this out of the goodness of our heart. Of course, we have a very expensive water system, and we have a number of fixed costs as well as, I guess, incremental costs for treating water. And I'm assuming that if this is feasible, that we would be able to, by sharing, I guess, that and charging that back to the residents of Stony Brook, offset some of our fixed costs as well for our water system. Is that correct, Mr. Burden? Or Mr. Charters? Is this an engineering question or is this a water supply question? Or Mr. Park, is it a financial question? Like, I'm sure you can all answer.
The assumption would be that the city, if we did progress with this project with the town center, would charge the town center similar to charge other municipalities that we provide the water or sewer services to as well.
Right. Okay.
Water gentleman is smiling.
Mr. Parker's getting ready to charge.
Yeah.
He wants to drink your water.
He's conflicted,
He wants to drink your water.
Any question on this one?
So we won't cost the city of Corner Brook anything, only just for, I guess, wear
and I
on
guess
our water supply.
if it does go forward,
Yeah,
and we do end up eventually doing a project and supplying water, then the unit charges that they would pay would be in some kind of agreement with the town, I assume, and would reflect the costs associated with that, like we do with
Massey
Massey Drive or Mount
okay,
Bryan.
yeah. And our water treatment plant can handle,
And that's the purpose.
that's what
of
they're
this.
going to do in the study, okay. Those answers we wouldn't need a study, would we? Perfect.
Okay, any questions on this one? Again, we've covered it already, sort of, right? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Counter-minded? Carried. Next, Margaret Boulder Park Canteen and Cleaning Agreement, Councillor Carey.
Mr. Mayor, I'm not going to be,
You're in conflict.
yeah, I'm in conflict.
Perfect, okay, so, Councillor
Mayor, this
Chason
is
is out.
the Margaret Pole Water Park Canteen contract. The recommendation is to approve that the City of Corner Brook enter into a formal agreement for the calendar year of 2021 through 2025 with the Humber Valley Employment Corporation to supply canteen services in the Margaret Pole Water Park building for the months of July and August for a 5-year term. The Humber Valley Employment Corporation is looking to provide canteen services during those months within the Margaret Pole Water Park building. Humber Valley Employment Corporation has offered canteen services at the Margaret Pole Water Park building since 2011, and the contract has been renewed every 5 years thereafter. The budget or financial implications, there is two $1,000 installments for rental fees will be paid by the Humber Valley Employment Corporation, one in July and one in August of the calendar year. Therefore, Mr. Mayor, be it resolved to approve that the City of Corner Brook enter into a formal agreement for the calendar year of 2021 through 2025 with Humber Valley Employment Corporation to supply canteen services in the Margaret Pole Water Park building for the months of July and August for a 5-year term. I so move.
Thank you. Seconded. Questions on this item? No, pretty straightforward. Okay. Okay, if there are no questions, call for the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Counter-minded? Carried.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
no, just, it doesn't really, it's not around the motion that we just held, but I've just asked, like, the washrooms at the park, does Is those that run a canteen open and close them, or
Yeah, that's,
how does that go?
yeah, that's actually would probably come to the next council meeting, so that's a separate agreement that we have with them,
Okay.
in which we pay them for providing that service. Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, and then, Councillor Staton, before you do the next item, I would declare a conflict. I believe the proponent here did give me a campaign donation. So I am going to pass the chair over to the deputy for this one. And I'll sit back and relax and enjoy the show.
Okay, Councillor Staton, if you would, please.
Yeah, thank you, Deputy Mayor. The owner of 59 Carberry's Road has requested to purchase land from the city of Corner Brook. Some background on this now. Land Management was approached by the owner of 59 Carberry's Road and requested to purchase land, city land, located behind their current property. Currently, a portion of the city land is being leased and used by the owner of 59 Carberry Road, with the other portion being vacant and undeveloped. The land in question has approximately an area of 1,092 square meters, or 11,754 square feet. The city land is located within the future McDonald Brown subdivision. Therefore, the resident must purchase the full potential lot from the subdivision, so it's not to landlock any other land in the future. Due to city policy, this land was also offered to the neighbor at 57 Carberry Road due to the resident sharing a boundary with the city land. But the resident informed the city that they were not interested. The purpose for the potential land sale is for the resident to build a garage and a shed. The resident will be responsible to consolidate city land with the current piece at 59 Carberry Road, and if a survey is required to complete the sale, then will be the responsibility of the purchaser. Therefore, Mr. Mayor, be it resolved to approve the execution of the purchase of the land agreement with the City of Corner Brook and the owners of 59 Carberry Road for city land on Carberry's Road. So moved.
Do we have a seconder for that?
Second it.
Councillor Buckle. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, one quick question. When you look at the boundary on the map that's provided, the aerial view, there's a structure located to the top right. Looks like a building. Is that owned by the residents of 59? Because it seems to be moving in on that boundary. Is that owned by the residents, or is it a city structure, or what is it?
Yeah, that's actually a portion of the land that's currently being leased by the owner of 59 Carberry's. So that's a temporary structure that once this land is consolidated, it would be moved within the property boundary.
Okay.
To be acquired.
Yeah, thank you.
Question to Mr. Deputy, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Dale, or Mr. Park, sorry about that again. We're going to receive a substantial amount of money for this. That goes in the land management pot, or we have an account for this?
For the 2021 budget, we did have a budget for a certain amount of revenues, and I don't know that right offhand. Once that revenue amount is met in the budget, then any additional amounts will go into the land reserve.
The rest will go in the reserve. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, comments on this motion? Not hearing none.
Can I ask a quick question?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes. Go ahead.
And maybe it's not the right place to ask it, but what would that piece of land be sold for?
$110,000.
Under 10?
Within the agreement.
Okay.
Okay, let's call for the vote. All those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Contrary? None, motion is carried.
Okay.
Back over to Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy. That being the end of...
Quick question,
Oh, yes.
Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead.
I had a couple people ask me, and you probably saw some of this on social media as well in the last few days. We approved at our last meeting the contract to do the city lines at our last meeting. With the weather that we're getting this spring, when would the lining of the city streets take place this year? Is it starting a little earlier than in the past?
Well-
where would you with that? And cleaning too, by the way, I see the sweepers are out in the last few days as well.
So the contract is a 3-year contract, doesn't actually start till June 1st. However, if we can get our cleaning ahead of the game, the plan is to try to get the paint down earlier. Yep, that's the only issue right now is we're being told that there's a shortage on line painting paint available, so because of the factory shutdown. So
Like a lot of stuff.
we're chasing down, well, the contractor's chasing paint, we're chasing paint as well to try to get it here. But we're hoping to get it started and finished before we would typically would.
Thank you.
And just so I guess for everyone's benefit, before you can do lines, you gotta clean, you gotta do street sweeping.
Yes.
That's, it's, you know, you don't paint on something dirty. So that's why I guess it always takes a little longer than you think it should. The other thing is, just to let everyone know, we have acquired, or we have borrowed another street sweeper this year. Of course, there's a tender out now, I believe it's active right now. We're trying to purchase another piece of equipment, but it seems like everything else, it's difficult to purchase things this year. So that's why I guess the Public Works has taken it upon themselves to borrow from another municipality. In the meantime, thank you, Port aux Basques, for helping us out.
Shout out to Port aux Basques.
Yes, and so that's really good to see, because I know you're right, it's a big, a lot of people now are eager on cleanup. Right?
Great, Mr. Mayor, get everybody out, clean up the city.
Absolutely.
I just have one more.
Yes.
Just wondering, Mr. Burton, like the lack of water around that everybody's saying about the lakes being low and stuff like that, is that having any effect on our water, like the amount of water we have accessible to us?
No, we're taking out of Corner Brook Lake, and I guess there's so much gets taken off for the power, and then my understanding is we get the rest. So there's no issue, and we don't foresee any issue in the near future because of the dryness at all. Not even on our radar at this point.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that being the end, I'll declare the meeting adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir.
Viewer response line. Email us or connect with us on social media.